Welcome back, my dear students. We already told about introduction to communication system or elements of communication system in the last class. I hope you understand well. Next, our topic. Before going to next topic, we know about the what is the basic signal difference between signal, message, and information. What is the definition? The definition of the signal is that it is a physical quantity which varies with respect to time or space or independent or dependent variable. It is an electrical form which carries information. A signal means when we talk the sound signal that converted into the electrical form using a transducer like microphone, that is the basic signal. So the signal, the equation, the mathematical form of that equation, the mathematical form of the signal in equation example m of t means the message signal in time domain space. So m of t equal to a cos omega t plus pi. Here a is indicates the amplitude of that signal. A means amplitude or peak to peak amplitude. So simply amplitude. Omega is the frequency radians per second, and pi indicates phase. So here a cos omega t plus pi, omega indicates frequency, pi indicates phase, a indicates amplitude of that message signal. So the types of signals: analog signals and digital signal. Here analog or continuous signal. What is the analog or digital signal? We know very well the analog signal is in continuous manner. If the amplitude of the signal continuously varies with respect to the time, if the signal contains infinite number of amplitudes, it is called analog or continuous signal. Here the signal in this continuous nature ante in each time it it holds some information, it holds some amplitude values. That's why it is called continuous signal. The continuous is also called analog signal. So here our subject is analog communication. So what we understand here we discussed about only continuous signals, the transmission of continuous signals. uh, you just you just remember that. Now the digital signal means the digital signal is in the pulse mode, not in continuous mode. The pulse mode here like this, here like this, it is not a continuous mode. Some time of interval it appears, and some of time interval it amplitude will be 0. These type of signals we call pulse signals or digital signals. Next, in in this also there are two types of signals: band pass signals and band limited signals. Baseband signal, band baseband signal and band pass signal. If the signal contains zero frequency or near to zero frequency, it is called baseband signal. Means voice, audio, video, and biomedical signals, etc. Now you just remember that the signal contains a zero frequency or near to zero, and low frequency signals. Low frequency signals are almost all called as baseband signal. A band pass signal means if the signal contains band of frequencies far away from base or zero, it is called band pass signal. Means you just remember that names. baseband or band pass. Band pass means a particular band passed through the filter. That's why in the filter sections also the one type of filter pass band filters are there. Low pass filter, high pass filter. These are the band pass filters because the um, low frequencies are allowed from that filter, that is called low pass filter, and high frequencies are called that is high pass. Similarly, band pass filters are the particular band of frequencies are allowed through that filter. Means what is name indicates band pass means the particular band. For example, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. These are the some band of that frequencies. So AM and FM signal contains some carrier frequency ranges. That's why AM signals and FM signals under the band pass signals, band pass signals of signals type. So the message, it is a sequence of symbols. It means Happy New Year. It is the message actually we mm, which we want to send. Information, the content in the message is called the information. It is the inversely proportional to the probability factors. So these probabilities are all clearly discussed in the digital communications. Not here is it is the important. So there are three similar terms. Those are signal, message, and information. Signal means the actual the actual sound or actual the actual information. Here it is, the signal contains only two discrete amplitudes, then it is called digital signal. No no This is the definition of the digital signal. In just a few minutes before I draws here the this is the digital signal. This is the digital signal. It contains two levels, only two discrete amplitudes. Amplitude appears sum of interval, and amplitude disappears sum of interval. This is not a continuous signal. It is a digital signal. uh, what actually the signal means? The signal means where it is, the signal, yes, the physical quantity which varies with respect to time. It is the signal. That means the when our vocal cord generates some signals means that some words. These are the audio signal. It means the vocal signal. The sound signals are converted into corresponding electrical signals through a microphone, which is the transducer. So this is the signal. In that signal, the combinations of or the the sequence of symbols are called message. Happy is a uh, one particular signal, and new is a one particular signal, year is a one particular signal. These all signals are um, uh, organized in such a way that is here the information. Happy New Year 2020 is the message which derived from the signals. What that message contains or actually tells what's the matter. That actual essence is called the information. The content is content in the message. You understand. Next, this is the basic differences or basic definitions of the signal and message or and information. So next, the limitations of the communication system. To implement communication system, transmitter and the receiver. Here the TX and RX is the acronym for transmitter and receiver channel are required, which requires hardware. Communication is expensive and complex. So economically it is it is somehow difficult, the because the technology is due to the rapidly change. That's why some academical expenses are increased. And another limitation is the bandwidth and noise. Bandwidth and noise. Bandwidth means the particular the frequency ranges. um, in order to send the signal, a particular the entire space is divided into the some spectrums and some channels. That channels ranges from one to another. It means the bandwidth means a particular band. For example, that there are different bands are there in our spectrum: Q band, C band. These are the bands. Some bands are allotted for satellite communication, some bands are allotted for general telephonic communications, some bands are allocated for electronic media, some bands are allotted for the defense side. So that the bandwidth problem, that bandwidth requirement is here need this is the one of the limitation in the communication system. Next, noise. In this communication system, when we want to send the signal through a free space, that unwanted signal, any unwanted signal, try to mingle with the actual signal, that is the noise. Try to understand the noise is the noise is also a message or any signal, any signal of somebody, but not that signal necessary to us. That's why it is unwanted signal to us. That's why that unwanted signal is treated as noise to us, but this signal may useful to others. So signal to noise ratio, it is very important point. It is in order to we get the low signal to noise ratio for effective communication. These are the small limitations. Then we go to modulation. Why we need for modulation? What is the actual modulation? I told already in the previous class, the modulation is the process of energizing the signal. That in general I told the weak signal added into the weak signal added into the energy signal, and both are mixed very well, then it sends to where we want. Similarly, I told an example, the paper and stone. You simply throw the paper to your friend just some distance from you. It's not a sure, it's not a guarantee to reach that paper from your hand to your friend hand. But when you take some stone, which is a small weight, you just put the stone into the paper and just squeeze, you send just through that way the paper successfully reached your friend's hand like a ball. So when we observe this example, what we understand means the paper is a lightweight, it means a low signal, low information. It's not guaranteed to reach your friend because of a flow of air, or maybe whatever it is. If the environment disturbs, or environment try to escapes from destination. That's why you just put a stone onto that paper and squeeze well. You just just like a pack, you just throw that pack, it easily reaches the hands of your friend. When reaches the that stoned uh, sto- stoned paper, your friend when reaches that, that friend opens the paper and just remove the stone, he easily um, read the message in that paper. Similar that manner, the modulation is also like that. In technically, the definition is it is the process of varying the characteristics of high frequency carrier in accordance with instantaneous values of modulating or message or baseband signal. Here the baseband signal means message. Message or modulating signal is also called a message signal. That message signal is also called a baseband signal. No confuse. Sometimes used we used baseband signal. Sometimes you used message signal. Sometimes we used modulating signals. These three are same. The instantaneous values of the modulating signal, it means the according to the instantaneous values of the modulating signal, the carrier signal is the actually in this modulation process there are two signals. One is carrier signal and another is message signal. Message signal is actual signal, that is the information signal, which is low signal. Okay, just like a paper. The carrier signal is a carrier signal is a high frequency signal, it is a high energy signal, just like a stone. You just mix with these two signals, you just mix with these two signals like a paper and a stone. You just that mixing process is called modulation. You just understand, um, you just understand very carefully. Modulation is a process. In that process, the actual message signal mixes with the carrier signal. Carrier signal is a high frequency signal. Message signal is a low frequency signal. In order to send your message to the to the receiver, you just used a technique. The technique is called modulation. This modulation is a process to energizing the signal, message signal. How the how the modulation occurs and what types of modulation techniques are there, these are the next topics we will discuss in later classes. Means instantaneous values of the message signal. The carrier signal is also a it is a wave. The message signals also a wave. The final wave is the wave varies with respect to the combination of these two signals. The varies with respect to the instantaneous values of the modulating signal. So it is a free. So another definition of a modulation is it is a frequency translation technique which converts baseband or low frequency signal to band pass or high frequency signal. So when the output of the modulation, after the modulation, the signal become a high frequency signal. It means the low frequency signal, it means a message signal, it is a low frequency signal, is combined with the high frequency signal with a beautiful manner, using a modulating techniques. So the after the modulation, the signal will be high frequency signal. That's why here another definition, it is a frequency translation, means the low frequency message signal is converted to the high frequency signal, which converts baseband signal or low frequency signal. The baseband signal or low frequency signals are the another names of the message signal. So is converted into the band pass or high frequency signal. In few minutes ago we discussed about the band pass or bass band. Bass band means at the low frequency or near to zero frequency or zero frequency. So band pass means a particular band. It means the far away zero frequencies. It means far away from the zero frequencies. It means the some high frequencies are not. So modulation, where the modulation is occurred. Actually, the modulation is occurred at the transmitter side. Okay, the reverse process of the modulation, that is called demodulation. The reverse process of the modulation, is called demodulation. The demodulation is occurred at receiver side when the high frequency mixing signal reaches successfully receiver. Then the receiver just remove the carrier signal from that signal, and the remaining signal is message signal, like the stone removes from paper and read the letter, uh, what you send to your friend. Okay, so this is the modulation technique, the concept of modulation. I hope you understand the concept of modulation. Okay, next, what is the types of modulation? Basically, the types of modulation, because the modulation technique the modulation technique depends upon types of signal, and because the modulation done using the signals, so there are two types of signals: continuous wave, continuous signals, and digital signals, means pulse signals. So here the modulation also categorized into first, primarily two modulation techniques, that is the continuous modulation. Continuous modulation and pulse modulation. It means here it is the analog modulation. Analog modulation. Continuous means analog modulation. Analog modulation. Here it is digital modulation. Digital modulation. So types of modulation, first of all, analog modulation and digital modulation. Okay, or pulse modulation. The digital modulation or pulse modulation. Here the analog modulation or continuous wave modulation. Then and then continuous wave modulation, it means analog modulation further classified as amplitude modulation and angle modulation. Amplitude modulation and angle modulation. 1 minute. Here continuous signal like this. Continuous signal like this. The signal consists amplitude. The signal consists amplitude, peak to peak amplitude, and angle. Angle means is the signal has a frequency and phase. So the frequency and phase under the category of angle. So so the continuous means the analog signal. What are the parameters? So another small question rises when you any interviews. There is a chance to ask like this: what are the parameters of analog signal? What are the parameters of analog signal? The answer is, the parameters of analog signal is amplitude and angle, or amplitude, frequency, or phase. These are three are the parameters of analog signal. Okay, so here, first of all, in the topic of the types of modulation, divided into two types: continuous wave modulation, it means analog modulation, and pulse modulation. In the analog modulation, there are further two classifications: amplitude modulation and analog modulation. In the analog modulation also, the angle consists of further two parameters: frequency and phase. Frequency and phase. So frequency modulation and phase modulation. So in the category of the analog modulation or continuous wave modulation, There are three types of techniques. What techniques? There are three types of modulation techniques: amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, phase modulation. You just remember that. Next, in the category of digital modulation or pulse modulation, there are also the pulse also consists some parameters, some parameters. Once, wait, this is the pulse. What are the parameters? Here also amplitude is there and width also there. The time pulse interval also there. So depends upon these parameters. Analog modulation means these parameters is similar to the analog signal. That's why pulse analog signal are digital modulation, analog pulse modulation and digital pulse modulation. Actually, here in blocks that missed that analog pulse modulation and digital pulse modulation. So analog pulse modulation, pulse amplitude modulation, pulse amplitude modulation, pulse width modulation. PAM means pulse amplitude modulation. PWM means pulse width modulation. PPM means pulse position modulation. Up to that, up to that, here there are also three techniques: pulse amplitude, pulse width, and pulse position modulation. Here, in the case of analog modulation techniques, there are three techniques: amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation. In the category of pulse modulation, there are three techniques: PAM, PWM, and PPM. Total six. Total six modulation techniques. These six modulation techniques we discussed in this semester under the subject of analog communication. Analog communication. This is the our subject. Later, in the category of digital modulation, pulse code modulation, delta modulation, these are under the digital communication system. That subject we will study in the next semester. It means 3-1. So, on the analog communication subject, we discussed about these six techniques. What are the six techniques? Amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, phase modulation, pulse width modulation, pulse position modulation, pulse amplitude modulation. Okay. This is the types of modulation. Why we need modulation? Why we need modulation? These are the types of modulation. You just you just um, study what are the basic definitions of modulations. So this is the need. These three definitions are we discussed in detail in lateral classes. Okay. So now what are the benefits of modulation or need of modulation? Like questions are sometimes what are the benefits of modulation? Like they ask. Sometimes what is the need of modulation? Okay. So what is the need of modulation? To reduce the length or height of antenna. Length or height of antenna. Actually, um, sorry. Okay. Be- benefits or need of modulation. To first point, the very important point, to reduce the length or height of the antenna. uh, Antenna, actually the height of the antenna, there is a formula. The height of the for the height of the antenna, wait 1 minute. For the height of the antenna, there is a formula: 1/4 into lambda. 1/4 into lambda. Here the uh, lambda means wavelength of the frequency. Wavelength of the frequency. Again, the wavelength of the frequency equal to c by f. C means speed of light, frequency, and f means frequency. Actually, the antenna height and wavelength of the wavelength of the frequency both are the inversely proportional to each other. So when low frequency signal we require high antennas, that is that is here observed in this relation. That's why, for example, we take a 5 kilohertz frequency signal and substitute to this formula, means frequency place f equal to 5 kilohertz, 5 kilohertz, 5 kilohertz. C means 3 into 10 power 8 is the speed of light. Then the final h is equal to 15 kilometers. It's not possible to install a antenna with a height of 15 kilometers. So using this modulation technique, the higher frequency signals are limited to band pass signals, like some far away to the baseband signals. That's why using the modulation signal, using this modulation techniques, the antenna height is under control. That's why this is the first benefit of the modulation technique. Next, multiplexing is possible because using the modulation technique for the different frequencies, there are we parallelly send the signals at a different time slots or different frequency at a time with different frequencies slots, means a different frequency bands. We receive all signals daily in our home, different channels parallelly we received. But when what channel we want to see, that we select that frequency of the channel, that so here the example what we received continuous channels using the frequency division multiplexing. So here the multiplexing is the possible for the modulation. So multiplexing is possible. Antenna reducer, antenna heights under control. Next, uh, if signals are banding changes for narrow banding in the FM signal, use same antenna or same length for the similar band pass signals. Next, this is the a protective case, like a modulation acts as a protective case for the unwanted from the unwanted signals. It means noise. So it reduces the noise. Next, the interference of the signal means interference of the signal means uh, the different messages are sent parallelly channels from a different channels which is the aside. So the interferences are it's a chance to merges the different chances. In olden days our fathers are very well known. They uses radios. They are tuning the radios for listening. Sometimes the Vijayawada station mixes with Hyderabad station which mixes some other Sri Lanka station, like that. Because of there is a mixing, the interference of the signals, the because of a interference of the signals, that is reduces using this technique. Nowadays it is very useful and very effectively uses this technique, reduce the interference signals. So need of modulation, uh, need of for why we need the modulation is to reduce the antenna size, and for multiplexing, it means each different channels are there. Each channel has its own frequency band, so multiplexing is possible. At a time, so many message signals are sent from the transmitter. Next, in band, this using this band signal, who uses same antennas for different signals or different messages. So next, this modulation is acts as a protective case. It is a acts as like a case of the um, message signal. That's why the noise occurrence chances are very low. So interference between the channels is very low. So this is the need of modulation. So next, in the next classes we go for modulation techniques. So first modulation technique is amplitude modulation. So about this amplitude modulation technique, uh, we discussed in detail in next class. Thank you very much.